I'm back. The third and last time. You guys don't have to listen to me anymore after today. Okay, so day one. I don't even know what day one is. Is it Bryce? Yeah, Bryce. Day two, Zion. And our third day is the fabulous Horseshoe Bend and Waterholes Canyon Day. It is spectacular. It's the highlight of many Trailfest runners. Man, it is amazing, and I know you guys are going to love it. Y'all are going to love it. Okay, let's get on with the show, because I do have a little video to share with you today that explains a little bit more. So here we go. This is our Horseshoe Bend Day. And okay, I can't see myself today, so I hope that it's still filming. Should be. We'll find out. I've had to redo this like 3 times over the last couple days since I've been making these. So, well, like more like half dozen times. Okay. First off, you will be on the Navajo Nation land for the entire event. The Navajo love this land. They respect it. It's their birthright. We ask you to definitely give it the respect that it deserves as well. 2 highlights of this course are, of course, Waterholes Slot Canyon and the Horseshoe Bend of the Colorado River. Okay, so the formation of a slot canyon. I actually have a short video that explains it really well that I'm going to have you guys watch instead. Maybe if I can get out of this. Come on. Escape. How do I? There we go. Okay. So let me share my screen again. This is a guide for a tour of Navajo Canyon, but the same forces that created Navajo Canyon also created Waterholes Canyon, and he does a great job explaining the creation, the formation of a slot canyon.
So everything here starts off with the first layer of sand, just like that. Flood comes through, lays a bunch of fresh water down, gets compacted down. Okay. Sandstorm comes through again, and it's the same process all over again. So every inch of the canyon is 500 years. The whole thing took about 600,000.
Wow.
Okay. The Grand Canyon is the largest slot canyon in the United States. That's why it's called the Grand. It took about 6.4 million. So this one here is a very, very tiny version of the Grand Canyon.
It's young.
Yeah. So all these hard sandstones here kind of just get covered with sand throughout the year. Okay? When it gets really windy here, all this loose sand gets pushed away and it starts revealing the sandstone. So if you can pick up if you can pick up this whole canyon, it's gonna look like this. Okay? Just one huge piece of rock.
Wow.
Like I said, the rocks here absorb the water, and then it freezes during winter. So just like this, it's absorbing the water, freezes, and it cracks open. Okay? So eventually, that's why water is able to flow through and create slot canyons.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah.
You'll get an A for the science project.
Yeah.
So there's the highway we drove on.
Okay, so he does an amazing job explaining the creation of a slot canyon. Better than I could have, for sure. So back to our little presentation. It's a little delayed today. Okay. Interesting fun fact. This was taken in nearby Upper Antelope Canyon. This is the world's most expensive photo ever taken. Someone purchased this photo from the photographer Peter Lick for $6.5 million. And in Waterholes Canyon, the canyon you'll be running in, there are places that are similar to this. And I'm sure you will notice them as you run through it. Okay, the second thing that you will be running along the rim is Horseshoe Bend. Horseshoe Bend is a dramatic example of an incised meander, which is a geological combination of a canyon and a river bend. First, a traditional meander was formed as faster moving water in the river eroded the wider or outer part of the river and then deposited the silt on the inside of the river. Over time, this gradual cycle of erosion and deposition bent the river's path to form a meander. All right, so let's talk about the dam just a little bit. Something important to know about this area is Page, the city of Page, the tourism industry. Everything other than the Navajo Nation was built largely as a result of Glen Canyon Dam. Glen Canyon Dam is what stopped the river from looking red. So as you run along Horseshoe Bend, you'll notice it's almost a deep green color. The river shouldn't be this color. It was named Colorado for a reason. Colorado is Spanish for the color red, and it referred to the river's muddy color. Today, because of the dam, water is coming out from 500 feet below the surface. All that silt, all the reason that the river would have been red is now blocked in Lake Powell. The river stopped looking red in 1963 after the construction of the Glen Canyon Dam. It blocked all the red silt from flowing into the river, thus taking away the river's red color. A couple of facts about the dam. It's 583 feet. It's 1,560 feet wide and creates Lake Powell, which is 186 miles long. I remember growing up that we always learned in school that Lake Powell has as much coastline as the entire West Coast. Don't quote me on that one. That might just be a little local, something you learn in elementary school in southern Utah. But the shoreline created from Lake Powell is substantial. Okay. Lake Powell, even though it is pretty spectacular, dammed up one of the most beautiful canyons in the entire world, Glen Canyon. Glen Canyon, with the flooding of Glen Canyon, also came the loss of 125 major side canyons of Glen Canyon, including the drowning of the spectacular monument Cathedral in the Desert. At the time, the head of the Sierra Club, David Brewer, called it his greatest mistake, and that not fighting to save Glen Canyon was America's most regretted environmental mistake. A quote I found about someone who did see Glen Canyon: Eden couldn't have touched this place. Some of the vistas were so beautiful, we just stood there and cried. My favorite author, Ed Abbey, wrote this about Glen Canyon. There was a time when in my search for essence, I concluded that Canyonland country has no heart. I was wrong. The Canyonlands did have a heart, a living heart. And that heart was Glen Canyon and the golden flowing Colorado River. This is Cathedral in the Desert. Fun story that it's actually because of the low lake levels today, Cathedral in the Desert is exposed again. It's the water's dropped down 50, 60 feet. And normally where those people are standing would have been 30 feet underwater. I hope to be able to travel here this this winter and early spring when the water is even lower. Some pictures that I've taken of some of the side canyons, and this is what Glen Canyon would have looked like before Lake Powell, except for on an even grander scale. you would have had slot canyons. You would have had these deep alcoves. I can only imagine what it would have looked like, and it would have been spectacular. And it's sad that we lost it. But Lake Powell's pretty cool too. And because of Lake Powell, City of Page wouldn't be there. We might not even have a race there that you guys will be running. Who knows? Millions of people get water from Glen Canyon Dam, from hydroelectric power, that probably in our area would be using coal and polluting rather than hydroelectric. Lake Powell has created tens of thousands of jobs. So, I mean, it's not all bad, I guess, is my final point. This was a quick presentation. Thank you all. I know you're going to have a great time. If you have any questions for me, you can track me down on Instagram. I shared it in the first slide, I believe, but my handle is at MANDERSAO. And on Instagram, send me a message, share some pictures with me. I'd love to see what you guys experienced and saw. If you have any questions about the area, I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I'm pretty close. So have a great trip. Have fun at Trailfest. Enjoy the concert on the last night. It's going to be spectacular. And we will see you, and I will be there next year, I promise. So if you want to come back and meet me face to face, I'll be there.